Welcome to our July membership luncheon. And as those of you who are longtime chamber members know, July is vacation time, so this is typically our smallest membership event, but thank you all for joining us. If you want to take your seats at one of the tables where there's space, we are going to actually use our lunchtime today. So they'll be serving lunch in just a few minutes, but hopefully you grabbed one of those sheets of paper that says Candy Networking at the top, and you also grabbed a candy bar. Did anybody eat their candy bar yet?
We almost did.
Okay. All right, good. So we're going to have, they're going to serve lunch, and over the course of the lunch, use that time to get to know the folks who are at your table. And when we do introductions, we're going to put a little twist on it. So you're going to have to introduce someone who's sitting at your table. But the twist is you're not going to know who it is until I tell you who to introduce. So get to know everybody at the table, and a little after 12, we will start the program, and we'll start with introductions. There is no rush on eating, so feel free to continue eating. I'm going to make a few announcements, give you a few more moments to eat, and then we will do introductions, and then we'll go ahead and get started with the program. So just a few announcements. Let me find my announcement sheet. Let's see. I'm going to invite the mayor of Forest Lake, Steve Stegner, to come up here and join me and let him make our first announcement today. Mr. Mayor. And you can. Don't worry, it's not the
Okay, we have a couple of things going on. First of all, I put just a couple of these at the table. The city is trying to get all of the downtown businesses to meet at least on a semi-regular basis, and this first meeting is going to be July 21st at Vanelli's from 10 a.m. to noon. And we're going to talk about the proposed new development that's happening in downtown Forest Lake, and also talk about some of the things that we can do from the city's perspective to make it a nicer downtown for the businesses that are there. For instance, some of the things that I hear over and over again is inadequate parking, so we'll address some of those. Just today, someone was telling me the drivers aren't respecting the crosswalks as much as they should. So we got some ideas that we're going to work on from there. But we're hoping to get 30 or 40 of the business owners from downtown to visit us. And it really is open to anyone who uses the downtown. So feel free to swing on over to that. There are just a couple of these at each table. And then also, I want to also highlight the airport days. The city of Forest Lake puts together airport days. So any child from 7 to, I think it was 17, can go up in a plane and ride for free during that time. So if you have grandkids or children of your own, it's really a great opportunity. We have a couple of thousand people out there at our airport. And I don't remember the date, but it's somewhere in the middle of August. It's August 14th. Thank you very much. And the Lions serve food out there, and some of the flight schools are serving breakfast, so it's an all-day event. Was there anything else I should talk about?
Not unless you had anything else. Okay, just a couple announcements from the chamber. Tomorrow morning, between 7:45 and 8:45, we have our facilitated networking group, Coffee and Connections. It takes place at the Forest Lake Sports Center in the second floor conference room. You should have gotten an email about that this morning. There's also a flyer back there. That's a free event that chamber members are welcome to come to if you're looking to grow your referral network. There is not going to be a membership luncheon or a breakfast in August. We typically take August off. It's the real peak of summer vacations. But there will be 3 chamber events in August nonetheless. The first one is our 28th annual golf tournament, which takes place at Forest Hills across the street on August 10th. There's a flyer about that at your place. Our sponsorships are all sold out, but there is still plenty of space for golfers. So if you're interested in golfing, I have registration forms with me that you can fill out, or you can register on our website. We will also be hosting our monthly Coffee and Connections event in August. So that will be on Wednesday, August 19th, again, 7:45 to 8:45 at the Sports Center. And together with the Forest Lake area schools, we will be hosting Business Education Day on Wednesday, August 26th. There's also a flyer at your table about that. The chamber invites all the newly hired teachers from the public schools as well as from the private schools in the area to lunch. and it's a chance for them to get acquainted with businesses in the area. There's a mini trade show that comes along with it. So it's a nice event. It's coming up on Wednesday, August 26th at Running Aces, and registration is open. There's information about that at your table as well. Our next membership event will be the membership breakfast, which will be held on Tuesday, September 8th. We'll have more details about that coming up in August. And then, hard to believe, but somebody told me that there are actually only 20 shopping Fridays left until Christmas this year. So we won't quite think that far ahead, but coming up in October, it will actually be the Chamber's 50th anniversary. So we will be having our 50th anniversary annual meeting. It'll be during our regular luncheon on Tuesday, October 13th, and there will be more details to come, but that should be a fun event and a chance to celebrate 50 years of the Chamber here in the Forest Lake area. Let me just also briefly introduce the members of the Forest Lake Area Chamber Board of Directors who are with us today. We have Jules Benson from FLACC, and next to Jules we have Lisa Stegner from Timeless Elements, and Cindy Rogers from Whitaker Buick GMC. We have our treasurer, Larry Martini, here from the Forest Lake Area Schools, and Famous Bob from Famous Dave's, who is our chair-elect for 2016-2017. So thank you all very much for all that you do for the Chamber. We have one new member here today who I'd like to invite up to just briefly say a few words about themselves, and that is my next-door neighbors at FLACC, Jules and Luke. So if you want to come up and introduce yourselves briefly.
Thanks, Ted. Good afternoon, guys. My name is Luke Baumgartner. As we just learned, I'm the regional director for FLACC in Forest Lake. So my office is in Forest Lake, encompassing about a quarter of Minnesota. So that, for you guys, means if you need a hand with anything, a lot of you in this room are clients of ours right now. A few of you are not, but we handle all the sales and service out of our office here in Forest Lake. I don't sell directly, and Jules is just getting out to mingle. What we wanted to do with Jules and myself as partner to really bring FLACC back into Forest Lake, because we've been here for a really long time, and a lot of you don't know that. So it's kind of an issue for us. So we really wanted to dedicate that to us. We'll see you on the golf course. We'll have fun with it. And if we can help you in any ways, I also want to make sure everybody knows FLACC just doesn't sell FLACC anymore. Medical, long-term, short-term, you name it, we've now become, in the last 3 months, a full benefit advisor. So if you're looking for different options, that's what we're here for.
Absolutely.
And Ted, it's great to see you going to the bathroom every week or two. As a hallway partner.
Yeah, there we go. Well, welcome. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, well, we are going to get started with our main program today. So I would like to introduce Mike Whittekamp. Did I get that right? Okay, good. I had to spell it phonetically. So Mike Whittekamp, who is a consultant with the Minnesota Wastewise Foundation, and their role is to help businesses reduce waste and save money. So I'd like to invite you up here for our program.
As well as Danielle Lesmeister.
Okay, Danielle Lesmeister from Washington County as well. Okay, Danielle, you're going to start? All right, perfect.
Well, hi, everybody. I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me. My name is Danielle Lesmeister. I'm with Washington County Public Health and Environment. I am part of the Biz Recycling team. Also from our team here today is Joel Anderson with Ramsey County, and as Ted mentioned, Mike Whittekamp from Minnesota Wastewise. So we are excited to be here to talk about a really fabulous program called Biz Recycling. And it is a program of the Ramsey Washington County Resource Recovery Project. So this is a joint program between the two counties. And Mike, I think, is going to drive for me here. So it is a joint program between the two counties. We have been working together, I think, since the mid-'80s on recycling and waste issues. So our partnership goes back for years, but the Biz Recycling program is really one of our shiny successes of the partnership. The goal of the Biz Recycling program is really that we are committed to helping businesses, institutions, colleges, and universities in our two counties reduce waste, increase recycling, and ultimately save money, because we know that is really the trigger for all of you folks. And we really, one of the bedrocks of this program is that we view waste as, so that is kind of our foundational element here. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but waste is really a sign of inefficiency. So when you think about it as a business, you pay for a product, you pay to get that product to your business, you then pay to dispose of leftover product, and on top of that, you pay a tax on that disposal. And last year alone, we looked into it, we crunched the numbers, and we found out the value of materials that were thrown away, meaning not recycled or composted, was actually, and I believe this was just in the East Metro region, was actually $25 million worth of resources just thrown away. Yeah, kind of an alarming number there. So why are we here? Why recycle? We have a few very good reasons. One of the big ones, obviously, is that just last year, the state legislature passed new legislation which really impacts almost all Metro County businesses, and that's effective as of January 1, 2016, so the clock is ticking here for this one. The actual law reads that businesses that contract for 4 or more cubic yards of solid waste collection, so garbage, trash, must also collect at least 3 recyclable materials, so that can be paper, glass, metal, organics like food waste. But they have to actually be offered starting January 1 of 2016. And if you're wondering what is 4 cubic yards, what does that look like? It is actually the standard dumpster size, and we do have that visual there for you, and the dimensions. But as I mentioned, this really does affect almost all Metro County businesses. And this is something that's unique just to the Metro. This isn't statewide, it is for the Metro, so. On top of the state law, another great reason is that here in Ramsey and Washington counties, we have what's called the CEC, or our County Environmental Charge. So the CEC is actually a volume-based fee that applies only to your trash and garbage. It's not applied to recycling or organics. So in Washington County, you're paying 35% on your trash. Ramsey County businesses are paying 53%, and that is in addition to the state solid waste management tax, which is 17%. So to move volume of garbage into your recycling and organics, that fee no longer applies to you. It's only applicable to trash. So it really is a great financial incentive to recycle more. So move that heavy volume, that weight into recycling and organics, and you'll see a large reduction on what you're paying in this fee. Another great reason why recycle, it's more and more what customers are looking for. There's been a variety of studies around this issue, but one of the most recent ones that we actually talk about a little bit on our website, I'll get into that later, but a 2014 Nielsen report, and this Nielsen is basically just a research arm that does large surveys. Last year, they surveyed 30,000 consumers about kind of their purchasing behavior, what they look for in businesses, where they want to spend their money. And they found that more than half of respondents say they're willing to pay extra for products and services from companies that are both committed to positive social and environmental impact. And that is up from an increase in 50% in 2012 and 45% in 2011. So we're really starting to see kind of a behavior shift, what people are looking for. They're looking to give their business to businesses that support these kinds of causes. And others said that ensuring environmental sustainability is one of the top 3 causes that consumers who are willing to pay more extra, that's what they care about. So they want to support those causes. So those are 3 really great reasons. Those are not all of the reasons. But if you're thinking now, like, this is a good time, I'd like to get started, I'd like to reduce my waste, I'd like to recycle more, but you don't have the time, you don't have the capital. We realize that your time is focused on your business. Waste and recycling, that's something that is low on the totem pole in terms of what you have to think about every day. You might not even know where to start, or you tried recycling in the past, but it didn't work out. And that is where our Biz Recycling program comes in. So through our program, we have a variety of free resources that are available to you because you are here in Washington County. Our big headliner is our technical assistance, and Mike is here to talk more about it. But just to give you a high-level overview, we contract with 2 consultants, Minnesota Wastewise being one of them, and then also Jody Tate with JL Tate and Associates. Jody's not here, but her niche is really with healthcare, institutions, senior living. That is her niche that she works with. And then Minnesota Wastewise, we always just say those guys do everything else. So depending on your business type, you'll be matched up. If you're interested in this program, you'll be matched up with a consultant that specializes in your business category. So what they do, they go out to your business whenever it works for you. They're incredibly flexible. They're very efficient. They conduct a site visit. Mike will go into all of this. They take a look at what you have going on there. You know, do you have waste and recycling? Where can we make improvements? They come back to you with what they call a customized waste plan or recycling plan. They can help you connect with all of the county resources, which is great. I'm going to talk about our grants program, but you will need to work with one of our consultants to actually apply for a grant. And like I said, they're great. I think, what does it take, Mike? Maybe 20, 30 minutes, something to do the original on-site piece. And then they can also help later down the road with any kind of employee training. That is a critical piece to a successful program, is to have your employees on board, right, to kind of talk about the program and support it. They also can come back and do a follow-up visit. So take a look at your program. Where can you make further improvements? Where can you squeeze out that much more profit? So that is kind of the high level. Mike will give you more on that. The second big headliner resource we have are our grants, and we have now a variety of grants. But basically, it's up to $10,000 for you to purchase any kind of supplies or equipment, containers, even minor facility upgrades, whatever you need to kind of get a program up and running and for it to be successful. We also have a $5,000 program towards starting food waste and organics recovery. That is, when you really think about it, food waste is such a heavy, dense thing. That is a lot of weight going into your garbage. And if you remove that, the cost savings are huge. The potential there is huge. So we also have a program designed specifically for that. And to go into it, I think it was 2 years ago now, we conducted a business outreach survey to talk with businesses, say, hey, you know, what's keeping you from starting a program like this? You know, we talk about the savings. It's like, you know, what do you need to get going? And we heard that startup costs are a barrier. You know, this is, like I said, low on the totem pole, I'm sure, in what you do every day. So our solution was reduce the impact of those startup costs and provide these grants. So I mentioned they're $10,000. We call them the starter or the bin grants. You can purchase any equipment and supplies. On the right here is actually a snapshot from our website. We have a label catalog as well as a container ordering catalog. So we have everything there for you. These are bins. I think we order off the state contract, so these have been proven. These are great bins to use. We have a huge variety of bins, different colors. You can get all of this online. And I think the next slide too here, this is talking about our organics recycling rewards program. So this is specifically designed for that food waste if you want to get a start on that. The two different versions of it, we reimburse 3 months of organics collection if you have a new service, so if you're looking to start. If you already have one in place now, that's great. We will reimburse up to 2 months for just expanding or improving an existing program. And here we have, and I can let Joel speak to this actually. He is our grants manager, so if you do submit a grant, he's the one that will review and approve along with another team. But he is our manager, and I think I should just let you jump right in and talk about this, Joel, but some examples of what our current grantees are doing with their dollars.
All right, great. Thanks for having us. But basically, we really follow the model of putting business to business. The joke in our office is, hi, we're from the government, we're here to help. And then the business says, okay, which is it? So, so we have, through our container catalog, you can purchase any of the bins that we have listed. If you have a nice area that you want a high-end recycling bin, that can go into the starter grant, and we'll just give you the money to go out and purchase the program. And if all of this sounds really scary, Mike is here to help you walk through it, and he does all of the thinking for you, so you don't have to worry about it. But we do have, to date, the program just launched a year ago, and I think we're over 150 businesses have gone through the program. And I think the biggest, the St. Paul Hotel, downtown St. Paul, they started, and they were not, they thought they knew a lot about their waste stream. Within the first year, they saved over $25,000 just by shifting all the heavy organics out of the waste stream and saving the money on the 70% tax. So there is a real cash savings that could be realized. So, and WasteWise does an outstanding job of helping a business recognize that if that is the case. Is that all you wanted me?
Yeah. If you have more questions about the grant app, he will be around. If you jump back just one to the last slide, I just wanted to mention through those grant applications Joel mentioned, we've gotten a lot. This program has really catapulted in the last, year and a half. We've seen just about everything come through on the application. So some people are interested just in purchasing bins, for workstation, common areas, just to make their program look nicer. They want blue for recycling, green for organics, black for trash. And then we've had some dishwashers and something for a mobile kitchen. I think we've seen just about everything, and we do try our hardest to be very flexible and make sure you get those grant dollars, whatever you need to get a program going. So this is a very new program for the counties. So we're kind of figuring things out a little bit as we go, but that also gives us the advantage of being very flexible and saying, hey, we didn't think about this. Let's include this in the program.
Nobody else in the country is doing anything like this. It's a really hands-off. The government won't get in your face, won't ask to see your books or anything like that. And so it's a really innovative program. That's unique to Ramsey and Washington counties.
And if you want to go ahead and jump ahead. On our website, I mentioned we have a label catalog. So this is kind of a preview of what we provide. They are available to you for free. And I can say these things can survive a natural disaster. We've tested them in every kind of condition, hot, cold, wet, whatever it is. Those things will stay on your containers. They will not leave. And these images are actually what is being consistently used throughout the Twin Cities. So there's a really big push regionally to make it easier for people to recycle, because it shouldn't be hard, right? It should be as easy as possible. So we're really trying to push towards best practices, use images that people identify with. So we have these online. You can get this. Lesstrash.com is our website. And then I also this is the homepage of our website. So Biz Recycling is our program name. The URL is lesstrash.com. We have a ton of information on here. Right now I'm kind of giving you the high level, but we have, we talk about the process, how it works, our free resources. We have links to our grant application on there. You have links to our consultants on there if you want to contact them directly. Helpful information, kind of the FAQs, what does it look like? We have some great video testimonials. If you've ever wondered what happens to recycling, what happens to organics, we have some really cool videos shot that shows you kind of the whole process of after it goes in your container, what happens to it after that. We also have our success stories. So if you do come on board with us, Wastewise or Tate, whoever works with you, they kind of develop a nice case study about your program, your successes. We then publish it on our website. We do a lot of promotion of these success stories. So we will tweet about it. We will blog about it. So that's kind of a little bit of free press for you too. We like to highlight all of our partners. And that take action there, if you do visit our website, that'll get you our contact us form, and that's all you need to get in touch with one of our consultants in the county and get the process rolling here. So we are also social. We're trying our hardest, right, as government, but we have the blog. So a lot of interesting topics on there. I know I mentioned the Nielsen report. If you wanted to know more about that, we talk about it on the blog. And we also have our Twitter feed, so you can follow us at BizRecyclingMN. And that is, again, where we would highlight, if you do come on board with us, we'd like to promote you on Twitter as well. And how does it work? In a nice, easy visual for you to follow. First is to access any free information on our website, lesstrash.com. Everything's up there that you need. Sign up for free consulting. You can then apply for our grants after working with one of our consultants, apply for the grant. They will actually, and I know Mike will talk about this, they can actually do the whole thing for you. The application is, a page long, I think. So yes, yeah, it's not something huge and scary and daunting. We try to be as efficient, make it as easy as possible. You have links to the free containers and labels online. And then the measure and do more is really, Wastewise will come back, or Tate will come back and work with you and say, hey, can we improve your program? Can we, what we call right size your trash container and lower the collection of your trash? You'll see cost savings there. So there is a piece where we come back and make sure that your program is sustainable, your employees are engaged, that sort of thing. So. And then Joel already mentioned some of the successes, like the St. Paul Hotel, but other ones here in our area too. Lakeview Hospital is saving about $4,000 alone in just garbage and hauling disposal costs. Donatelli's Restaurant is diverting 78,000 pounds of organic waste. So what used to be going in the trash is now being diverted. And that's about $100 a month. But if you think about it over a year, you're looking, in $1,200 mark. Valley Outreach is diverting 7,000 pounds of organic waste just in the first month of their program. programs. So these are, yeah, that's a huge success there alone. St. Paul Hotel, they've won awards. I'm not sure if any of you follow a lot of the environmental initiative stuff, but they've won awards for this partnership they have with us. And then just several other examples there. But like I said, we just pluck these from our website. I think we have about 60 other success stories up on there. So if you're a restaurant and are saying, hey, I want to see what other restaurants are doing, check out our success stories page. We have them kind of categorized by business type. So. And then this program truly is a success. Like I said, it's new, but it has been just catapulted in the last year. So just to share some of it, if you're thinking, hey, are we like the first ones to ever try this program out? You're definitely not. The end of last year alone, we had 3 to 5 businesses were contacting us each week to get WasteWise or Jody Tate out to see them. We worked on site with over 400 businesses to evaluate kind of their programs and challenges. We know every business is different. We awarded about $400,000 in grants. 8 million pounds per year of recyclables and organic waste have now been diverted, so that's going away from the garbage. And then Joel mentioned St. Paul Hotel, $25,000 a year. So there are real, true cost savings here by implementing some of these programs. And I can say I think we're at the halfway mark in 2015. I think we've surpassed all of this already. The program has just gotten to be such a success. So we have a lot of lessons learned, a lot of wisdom to share. So. And then I'll turn it over to Mike to talk about kind of the on-site technical assistance piece. So what does it look like when they come out to your business and kind of how does it go? So.
So I'll start out by giving you just a quick 30-second history on WasteWise. So the Minnesota WasteWise Foundation was started by the State Chamber of Commerce in downtown St. Paul. You probably know the State Chamber. We're the largest business advocacy organization in the state. We were started about 20 years ago, essentially as a compromise between state government and the Chamber. The state wanted to pass new regulations on waste. The Chamber said, how about we start this voluntary program to help businesses reduce their waste instead? So, since then we've grown. We have a sister program that works on energy efficiency. And then within the last 3.5, 4 years, we developed this partnership with Ramsey and Washington counties. The really unique thing about it is, typically state chamber members get our time, a certain amount of it free depending on their membership level. Private sector consultants like us bill out at somewhere between $60 and $120 an hour. You have access to that for free. And we can help you with as many issues as you want to work on. We can be out as many times as you need us to really make a recycling program successful. So the way it really starts is a site visit. We don't like to sit in our office in downtown St. Paul. You might not guess it by my tie, but I want to look in your dumpster. I want to get out and walk through your facility. I want to see really how your business runs, what you're doing, what you're paying for your waste, what you have in place for recycling. So really the first step is to sign up with us. It takes anywhere from 20 minutes if you're a smaller business to an hour if you're a big, manufacturing facility. And we have kind of a standard checklist that we'll go through of, what materials are you producing, what are you paying for your waste and recycling. One thing I want to highlight, every business we go out to, we try and take a look at your waste bill. We get out to hundreds of businesses a year, and we're pretty good at kind of looking through waste bills, knowing what you should be paying, kind of where things are falling. We found cases where just a business might have been with a hauler for a while, and each year their rate got bumped by 3%, and over 20 years that compounded, and so they might have been paying double what they needed to be. And so sometimes it's a case where a single phone call will, cut your waste bill in half. That's obviously not every case, but it's another value of working with us. And then really the technical assistance piece. So, we're consultants that specialize in waste and recycling. So we have good relationships with almost every waste hauler that works in the metro area. We know their sales reps. We can get in touch with them and get you pricing. If you have specialized waste streams, we know processors. We know facilities that can take those waste streams, so we can help you come up with creative options for those. And then the county's grant program, really. So when I started, my job was just to go out and knock on doors and get people signed up. Now we have people coming to us, and we have free resources like grants to help them get started. And I think we have some success stories coming up that can highlight the use of those. But we have helped, dozens upon dozens of businesses through this grants process. Some businesses want to fill out the form themselves, do all the inventory. That's great. If you don't want to do the paperwork, we'll even do the paperwork for you. It's really any level of assistance that you need. We just want to help you get things out of your trash dumpster, and that's kind of what we're passionate about. We talked a little bit about the types of issues that we work on. So we'll take a look at your business, analyze your waste bills, see what you're paying for, what waste and recycling services you have, give you recommendations on, maybe you're a restaurant and organics recycling program is the best option for you. Perhaps you're a manufacturer and you're looking for an outlet for your pallets. Customized to what industry you work in. And then we'll help you implement. We're not just one to write a report, send it off, and call it a day. We'll be there digging through your dumpster, helping you get this implemented. We're boots on the ground kinds of people. So a few other things that we help with. Danielle mentioned the signage. A lot of the issues around, probably the biggest issue around recycling programs is just a lack of understanding. But you can get around that. Color coding your bins so that you have blue for recycling, green for your organics, gray for your trash. Labeling them with this fantastic signage that's available free of charge. Those are the types of things that really can help make your recycling programs easy to use. And then on the back end, we're going to track your results. At the end of the day, our measurement is on how many businesses did we work with, how much money did we save them, and how many pounds of waste did we help them keep out. So we're tracking that actively, and we'll help you market around it. We'll help you tell your customers the story about new initiatives that you've implemented. We always say, you likely will save money. The biggest value you'll see is your marketing, your customer perception, the PR that you can get from it. That's really where we see the value. So, this is kind of the hard ask. I have a schedule here, and really the first step is to schedule a site visit with us. Worst case scenario, we waste 20 minutes of your time. Best case scenario, we find you ways to market your business, save thousands of dollars a year on your waste hauling, while doing the right thing for the environment. So if you have an interest, stop over and see me, and I can get you signed up for a site visit. So just a couple success stories, and I was hoping this one was on here, kind of showing how these grants apply. Blue Heron Grill, just down in Hugo. So great restaurant. I got to have their hash browns, and it was very delicious. So they really wanted to start a recycling program, but when their building was initially designed, their waste enclosure was just incredibly small. I mean, they could barely fit a trash dumpster, much less a recycling dumpster. Typically, that would be cost prohibitive to go out and build a new enclosure. Well, with the Biz Recycling grant, they were able to get $10,000 to expand their enclosure. And now every year, 115,000 pounds of waste out of their dumpster, and they're saving $4,500 on their waste hauling fees. These grants really can enable you to implement some cool initiatives. Another great one within the last year, Boston Scientific, their entire Arden Hills campus using grant funding rolled out composting at all their buildings. And I want to say it's about a 150,000 pound increase in their compost that's getting diverted from their waste. So really a fantastic initiative. And actually one I'm going to talk about that's not on here that I'm excited about because it's been my main project. We actually have been working with the St. Paul Saints at their new stadium for the last year and a half. So they now have composting and recycling available to all their fans. We help them apply for a grant from the state to get $50,000 to set up their bins, help them do education. We've been out there on site running bins around, making sure they're placed in the right place. And they're now diverting, at Midway it was probably 5% of their waste that was being recycled. They're close to 60% now, and growing from there. So it's really some great opportunities to engage with their fans and their customers and save money on their hauling at the same time. So again, if you have questions about the program, that's great. Go on lesstrash.com, read through some of the success stories, but really I'll urge you, just sign up for a site visit. That's the most direct thing you do, and we'll get you started from there. So thank you very much. I guess with that, we're taking questions.
Yep. Any questions?
Yeah.
So do paper, metal, plastics, single stream? Does that count as the three? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the law is just 3 different types of materials, so whatever that is, as long as it's 3. And yeah, usually that is the 3 main ones, by volume. So.
And yeah.
I'm just wondering, what are you doing with your food waste?
Yeah, so it's really grown in the last few years. There are a number of haulers now that will essentially just give you a third dumpster. So you have your trash dumpster, your recycling dumpster, your organics dumpster. And so they essentially take it down to an industrial composting site where it gets processed into a really nice soil amendment. The biggest purchaser of that end product is actually MnDOT. They haven't found any material better for preventing erosion on their road projects. But they also, if you've heard of the mulch store, that's kind of the retail end of one of the composting sites. So you can go out and buy a truckload of it. Yeah.
I had a plug for Jody Tate. So at the school district, we've been doing Food to Hogs program for the last 5 years, and it actually feeds hogs at Bartold Farms. Fabulous program. Talk about taking pounds out of our dumpster. It's amazing.
Yeah, and it's pretty neat. They put it all in big barrels, and they have this huge truck that's kind of retrofitted as like a big steamer, so they cook this slop really, before they give it out to the pigs. So it is safe, I can assure you of that. But yeah, that is a very popular program, and kids do love it. You know, they're excited to feed the pigs, but we don't really tell them about the whole bacon part at the end of it. But yeah, right. Any other questions? Yeah.
I don't know if this was asked previously, but so many communities, when you recycle, you get to commingle paper, glass, cans together. Is that included in this initiative, or do you have to separate items?
No, yeah.
Yeah. So we're, in terms of how we set businesses up, we take a look at your operation and figure out what's going to make the most sense for you. So if you're producing, 100 tons a year of cardboard, and it's a lot, then we might suggest that you separate out your cardboard and sell that as a commodity. If you're more of a retail operation, we'd probably suggest something like single stream, because it just makes it easier for your customers. But we can connect you with a hauler that does anything from colored glass separated to single stream recycling. It's really just a matter of what's going to work best at your business.
Well, you have our contact information if you need anything else. And also, I know one of our flyers went around. We have business cards too as well. So.
And I have a schedule a few days in August if you'd like to schedule a site visit. Ideally, I'd like to schedule a few on the same day just so that I'm being efficient with my mileage. So, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for joining us. And Danielle and Mike, I know we'll stick around for questions afterwards as well. Well, thank you all very much for joining us. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning at Coffee and Connections, or on August 10th on the golf course. Thanks a lot and have a great day.